E.B.E, it's me, and in today's video, I'm continuing my look at the first season of The X-Files, and this is episode 17, E.B.E, from 1994. Now, E.B.E stands for extraterrestrial biological entity. There you are. We got it all here, haven't we? Anyhow, this was transmitted on February the 18th, 1994 on the Fox network. Then, January the 19th, 1995, it was transmitted on BBC Two. Yes, there we are. Now, before this, the last episode we had was Young at Heart. The next one will be Miracle Man. Now, this is written by Glenn Morgan and James Wong, who we all know are just fantastic writers and contributors to this series. This, in fact, is their first real conspiracy theory story into the deeper realms. And I think in many ways this is one of the really good episodes. It pushes it forward quite a bit, and I think this is a really good episode in what we have in this series of conspiracy stories. Yeah, this is a good one. Now, it's directed by William Graham, who had previously directed Space, this season's episode 9. He also would direct Travelers, which is season 5, episode 18 episode from 1998. So he does 3 X-Files stories. He was known for directing a lot of TV series and movies, and in fact he went back right to 1958, so quite a career in this area. Now, we've got, as usual, some locations. The locations are Surrey, Surrey in Canada, which is British Columbia, and of course, as usual, Vancouver. Around Vancouver, you can see it. It's all there on the screen. It always looks good, and the usual North Shore studios in North Vancouver. So that's where all the filming is done. And as usual, as I say, it does always looks good, does the X-Files. Excellent. Right. Now, the cast. Let's get into the cast. We've got David Duchovny again as Fox Mulder, and Gillian Anderson as Dana Scully. And as it's a conspiracy episode, we have got Jerry Hardin playing Deep Throats. Yes. This is quite a sort of, I think, just a bit more development of Deep Throat this episode. Yeah, which is good because I think we need to know a bit more, and we do get more information about him. Now, Bruce Harwood plays Byers, and of course, this is the actor who is part of the Lone Gunmen, because the Lone Gunmen, who make frequent appearances in the X-Files over the seasons, this is their first appearance as the Lone Gunman. So he plays Byers, and of course they got their own series, which was the Lone Gunmen in 2001. It only lasted 13 episodes and got the axe, but still, there they are. He's part of that. He's another one, a TV series and lots of films. And then another part of the Lone Gunmen is Dean Hagland, who plays Langley. Um, and he, of course, was in the 2001 series. Again, another actor who's got a lot of TV series and TV films. And then the third member of the Lone Gun is played by Tom Braidwood, who plays Frohike. Frohike. I think that's how you pronounce it. Frohike. He's always making comments about Scully. And, yes. So he was also in, obviously, the Lone Gunmen of 2001. He's also did some directing and acting, but he retired in 2010. Again, TV series and TV films. Then another cast member, another actor who appears is Peter Lacroix, who plays in this one Rahim, that's it. I say cast because I suppose he appeared in another 2 episodes of The X-Files. He appeared in Ascension, which was episode 6 in season 2. And also in Unrequited, which was episode 16 in season 4. So 3 episodes he's appeared in. Obviously, different characters, but there we are. So there's another actor who comes back to the X-Files. So that is the cast. So what is this story about? And well, what I like is when it starts in Iraq, we see these Air Force, and we see a pilot, and we see a UFO encounter, and this is all sort of adds to the drama of seeing these UFOs. And then, of course, we get one coming down in America. It's all going to be transported, and that is where things get interesting because Mulder learns about this transportation, and also Deep Throat is also there with a picture, and it all looks great, but of course it's debunked that photo, and obviously Deep Throat has not been as honest as it seems, and I think Mulder has had such a lot of faith in his information that this is not good. He does see him again, and yeah, he admits that, but I think it's interesting because then we do learn a bit more. He kind of gives more information towards the end and helps him in some ways. So we see that side and possibly reasons why he's doing what he does, passing on this information. But they obviously want to get hold of this truck, which has what they believe to be a retrieved UFO, the general part of this UFO, even could be aliens in there. I don't know, but it's important. Mulder he's obsessed again, and this is a great opportunity to prove, all his. It's the evidence he's been looking for. Really, this is what he needs, and again, he's so close. And what is interesting is both of them have been bugged. They both discover they've been bugged and they've been watched as well, which all adds, I think, to the real tension in this episode. This is why I say it's a good conspiracy episode, and we see Mulder again in the situation. It's heartbreaking, isn't it? He always seems so near, and then it all just disappears. But this time, I think he gains. It's not quite as bad because he just gains a little bit more insight into what he believes is going on now, and also with Deep Throat giving some information to him. So, and Deep Throat has basically encouraged him to carry on doing what he's doing. So that is an important part, I think, of this episode. That though it seems that Mulder has been defeated again, he hasn't. Not necessarily. He's if he keeps going out there, and even as the truth is out there, that slogan is very much there for him to pursue. And of course, Scully is there encouraging him now and supporting him, even though she's always been the great skeptic voice, but she knows that it's his passion and he wants to, and she's there to really follow him, to encourage him, even though she can still be very skeptical about things. But I think particularly when she sees that she's been bugged as well, it opens up more things, that maybe there are more things going on here, and that maybe Mulder is on to something a bit, wider, like the conspiracy that he maintains. And also, it's good to see the lone gunmen in this episode as well. The introduction of them. They add that sort of wacky conspiracy theory kind of people, but are they always? And it shows that Mulder is looking out for these kind of people to help him. Even he might sometimes question a lot what they do, but he needs help, and they do provide often useful bits of information which he can use, and we get that. And they're full of all their conspiracy theories. Of course, the lone gunman, as they're known as, because of the Kennedy assassination conspiracy theories and all that. That's where it all comes from. But yeah, they're a great addition to the cast. I mean, they're not in it a great deal, but they continue throughout the series. And of course, as I say, they've become very popular amongst fans, and they got their own series. And so it's good to see. I think it's very nice sort of diversion within this. They broaden things out, which is good, and they're quite sort of a contrast of characters, the three of them as well, which is again, it's just interesting. It just adds a lot more. That's why I put this as a really good episode, and well worth having. Anyhow, I think hopefully I've given you a feel of what this is about and why it's an important episode, I say, to watch as well. Definitely. And it's another season 1 episode that you can't help but love. So before I go, as usual, I show you the smaller box set in the bigger box set. Here it is. Yes, wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Love this. And that's it. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and we'll let you know when I put out these videos. You can look at the playlist. You can see all my reviews of X-Files, but then you can see everything else that I do on this channel. And if you like this particular video, please give it a like, because then it gets out onto YouTube and algorithms and all that, and other people might enjoy it as well. And I do love your comments. Please put some comments down. I'll always answer your comments. I'm always interested. And say it costs notes, so can't say fairer than that, can they? Buy it, you can't. So that's it. All I gotta say is, I'll see you again.